Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of The Real Honest Raider, and I'm your host, Rick Grimes. And today I'm just going to go ahead here and have to convey the bad news. Derek Carr is still bad and has never been good and still never will be good. And as long as he's our quarterback, we'll never win shit. And anybody who likes him is a fucking idiot. Um, I want to point out something obvious to everybody that nobody probably really talks about, but Derek Carr is one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. In my opinion, he's like one of the. I think I rank him like 30th or 30, like 30, maybe even. I don't know. He's fucking bottom 10, right? And the bottom 10 people can just they all can be forgotten. No one cares about them. And Derek Carr can be forgotten real easily. And here's the thing. Um, he's gonna end up having this really clean pocket, 5-on-4, and he's gonna touch his lineman. And as soon as he touches his lineman, you're gonna see Derek Carr panic. And he created his own pressure in his head, right? He created his own pressure in his head and in physical, like, in actually doing so. He panicked and created his own pressure. His Derek Carr's pre-draft report. All right, so here's some negatives for Derek Carr from his pre-draft. Footwork needs improvement and often retreats from pressure and throws off his back foot. Needs to step into his throws more consistent. Poor decision making under duress. Where have I seen that before? Average pocket presence with wavering poise and unrefined pocket movement. Stares down his intended targets. He needs to improve his eye discipline. Too often appears flustered by pressure. Can be quick to flee the pocket. Inconsistent. Nah, he quit that a long time ago, bro. He fucking did that before he broke his leg, and now he don't even do that shit no more. He just stands there and takes it or throws it away. Inconsistent mechanics. This is a fact. I played quarterback Division two ball. There's no way my coach would have let me play like Derek Carr. His footwork is terrible. His arm mechanics look like dog shit. He holds the ball like a loaf of bread. He's got small hands, so you got to at least have two hands on the ball. Has a tendency to lock his lower half and throw with his arm alone, which is really bad. If you've been a quarterback at all, causes you to either throw it like with you don't have any power, you don't have any strength. It's a dead ball. If you're only throwing without your full torso and your hips and your legs, torquing in a way to uncoil that energy into a throw, you don't get anything on it. There's no zip. Um, it's really mostly bicep and lats and stuff like this. Um, Struggles with when his receivers' routes are disrupted. This is what Amari Cooper had a problem with. He'd get bumped up the line. Derek Carr just sucks ass. Often late to recognize the blitz. Jeez, wonder if that's still happening today. Almost exclusively operated out of the shotgun with 4 or 5 receiver sets. This is why he had inflated numbers in the college, right? He had inflated numbers because he went out of 4 and 5 sets. And he's not an anticipatory thrower, right? He can't anticipate throws, right? Holy shit, he can't anticipate a throw. That's why Waller was thrown behind him. That's why uh, uh, in the end zone for the 2 point, he throws behind Waller. This is why when Homeboy was running down to do when Devontae in the second game against the Cardinals, he threw it behind him. Um, Again, Devontae in game one down the sideline threw it behind him. He can't throw an anticipatory throw. He can't. That's why he throws back shoulders, because usually that's the receiver making an adjustment because the quarterback is bad. Not because it was the design throw, because the quarterback throws constantly behind shit because he has horrible judgment. All right. Will not hurt defense on the ground. We all fucking know he hangs his receivers out the drive. Yeah, ask Renfro. Ask those hospital pass guys that used to get it. Amari Cooper got hung out to dry over the middle with a hospital pass. Waller hospital pass. Renfro hospital pass. Crabtree hospital pass. Williams hospital pass. Like there isn't a receiver that Derek Carr. I mean, Seth Roberts hospital pass. There hasn't been a receiver Derek Carr hasn't hung out to dry. This has been the spot on fucking piece. It does not appear to see the field very well. Yeah, because he throws into double teams often, right? You'll see it in the end of the game. He throws double teams and then struggles with top competition. Every time we play a top competition, we just get wrecked, like the Chiefs, 48-3, 48-9, or whatever it was last year. Give me a break. These are what Derek Carr is today, and this was his pre-draft report. So give me a break. And look, Derek Carr still has a shitty fucking 1.35 touchdowns per game average, right? Um, up to about in his last three touchdown game. Official three touchdown game is on December, but that was a gimme touchdown on a cover zero blitz against the Jets with the DC who got fired right after the game because he knew he was getting fired, so he just threw the DC the Hail Mary, the cover zero blitz, which is funny, and Derek Carr just lobbed it to one of the five open guys. Um, and then against the Chiefs, he had three touchdowns 2 weeks earlier, but it was in a losing affair, and it was in garbage time. He threw that extra touchdown at the end. So his actual last real game that he threw three touchdowns and earned it was in October of 2020 or 2020, yeah, October of 2020, um, which is 2 years ago. So he hasn't thrown three touchdowns officially, like in my mind, for like 2 years. And he's a 1.5, 1.3, 1.4, 1.6 at different points in the season, touchdowns per game kind of quarterback. And he throws a bunch of interceptions. He fumbles a fucking lot. He doesn't run the ball, doesn't extend the plays. And why the fuck do people keep giving him excuses, right? Let me tell you why. Because of this. The real Raider fans don't actually give Derek Carr excuses. It's the radical, evangelical, nationalist Christian movement that supports Derek Carr and raises him up as some sort of deity. And this is blasphemy. I mean, I'm a Christian, and this is blasphemy. Um, and Derek Carr is nothing more than a used car salesman. He's a shill. He's a really good spokesperson. His agent does a really good job at keeping him employed, and his mediocre white fan base that he has, and I'm white, right? But I hate Derek Carr, so I'm not in that fan base. But his mediocre white fan base yells the loudest, spends the most money on shit because they're the upper middle class suburbanites, and the working class people who don't have all the money to buy season tickets to fucking resort destination type stadiums. Um, in a non-hometown town like Las Vegas is. They're just a destination town. But they don't have money to go out there and do that shit. Whereas working class Oakland people would be able to afford those games, maybe, because they could just go home afterwards. They didn't have to buy a plane ticket and they didn't have to buy a hotel and spend that extra money to go see a game. So it's really just a destination place. So people from out of state come in and watch games in Las Vegas on specific days, and they coincide their vacations with it. That's pretty much what it is. That's why we have different teams. We have jerseys of players that aren't even playing on the field. Like we had, uh, we had like Packers jerseys in the stadiums. I seen Steelers jerseys in the stadiums. Like they're not in the game, but those people just show up because they're getting off the plane and they're just going, yeah, I'm here, like the hangover, and that's it. But Derek Carr is the hangover, right? Because we've had a 9-year hangover, and this is what the problem is. We fired everybody in Raiderland except for Derek Carr 50 times over, and the only consistent person is Derek Carr. He's terrible. His brother was terrible as well. In 57 wins in 9 years is not good enough. It's not good enough. In 128 games, he has 57 wins. That's holy shit. Does anybody else um does anybody else realize that that's terrible? And are they sick and tired of losing? But I keep thinking about it. Why does Derek Carr keep getting love? Well, all of the people that support him are still these guys. So I guess until we get rid of these guys, we're gonna have to deal with Derek Carr because they have a chokehold on our team. They're not gonna give it up. Derek Carr's terrible. Look at the film. All right, so let me go ahead and walk this through you. People are gonna be like, I want to show you this. This is the first game against the Chargers. This is absolutely my coach would have sat me down and said, "You've done enough. You sit down for a while. You're done for a while. You're not going to play. You're terrible. Get out of your fucking own way, please." So this is Derek Carr. Derek Carr touched his own man. He had a clean pocket. There's no danger here. He has no self-awareness, no peripheral vision. This guy's wide the fuck open. There couldn't be a more wide open guy. This guy's even close. Like if he just zipped it wide open. You know what I mean? If he had any timing, he could hit this guy. Maybe. You know what I mean? But He's got no arm strength. He's a jello. He throws off his back foot. He's got small hands. You've read the report. This guy's wide open. Creates his own pressure. He's under no pressure, no duress. This guy's going to push him out of the way. Not going to even be a chance to hit him. This guy's already got him under control. He's got all this field behind him, all this field in front of him. This guy's still wide the fuck open. And Derek Carr's going to run over here and see a ghost and just throw it away. Off the back foot, mind you. Throwing off the back foot with poor mechanics, like this pre-draft report says. Right? There it is. Clean pocket. 5-on-4. Pretty good. There's the hand on this guy's jersey. Oh, my God. I touched the guy. Look at him duck his head. He's like, eh. Oh, no. I'm going to get hit. He tucks the ball. He thinks he's going to get hit. Right? But he's not. Oh, no, I'm not hit. So I gotta do something. So I'll post up right here. And then I'll walk into a guy and just throw it out of bounds. He's not an athlete. He's not an athlete. Right? He's not an athlete. Look. He does the same thing in this game. Watch. He walks into the problem. He has horrible feet.
Great example of man. This is a linebacker out there. You know it's man coverage.
From the 14.
What?
Carr.
It's the same shit. Look at all the field he had over here.
Players, and they rule it an incomplete pass.
Let's watch the arm, Kenny.
Yeah, let's watch the arm. Look, he had all this field here. This guy had already plowed this guy out the way. His feet are stuck in the ground. They're stuck. He can't move. He doesn't have any movement. He's not an athlete. He doesn't shuffle his feet. He doesn't spin out of it. He doesn't make a play. He makes $20+ million a year, right? $25 million a year or some shit, right? And the guy plays worse than my freaking son's 10U Pop Warner team quarterback.
Derek Carr stepping up in the pocket.
Puts his hand on his back. And it's like, look at his face. His teeth are showing. His fucking eyes look scared. He's freaking out. I got to get my arm around. I got to get this ball out of my hand right now. I got to get this ball out of my hand right now. Ah! All right, let's get out of this play. Let's get to the next one.
Going forward.
And that's my problem with Derek Carr. He's always going to be this level of ineptitude. He's weak. He's a weak man. He's an even weaker spokesperson for Christianity, right? He's a dog shit Christian, right? He's fake as fuck, right? Wouldn't kneel with his fucking all black offensive lineman, but would move in next to his racist, coach, and all of it out of principles, right? I won't kneel with my all black linemen to prevent black, police brutality on people of color. But I'll go ahead and move in next to my racist coach and show solidarity there, right? Fuck that. Fuck you, Carr fans. Eat a fat D, right? Eat a fat one. So.
Just gets it going for it.
So stupid, right? And really what it boils down to is the only people that support him are these fucking losers. Because this is who Derek Carr is. He's a 40.2 QBR. He's a 2-touchdown at best, 1.35 touchdowns last year alone. And he can't elevate a team. He actually takes the level of the skill of the team and lowers it by him just by virtue of him being on the team. So anybody who supports Derek Carr, I hate you. And the reason why Derek Carr is still on the team is because of these psychos and the radical Christian nationalist, evangelical Christian nationalist movement from the radical rights. Who knows? But Derek Carr is a scumbag racist, and he's also a scumbag quarterback who's terrible. So I hate him as a man. I hate him as a quarterback, and I don't wish him well. And anybody else who likes him, you can join that sentiment. But everybody else, I'll buy you a nice round of beers. I'll get you a real nice steak at Texas Roadhouse. Well, whatever. We can chop it up as we draft a new quarterback and talk about the future. I think we should roll with Stidham all the way to the end, shit the bed all the way to the end, and get a quarterback. Get our guy in the first round, in the first 3 picks. First 3 or 4 picks. Get our guy. We already have the team around it. We already have people locked up. And go win a Super Bowl next year. Go win a Super Bowl next year. At least compete. So, anyways, I'm Rick Grimes. This is the Real Honest Raider. Everybody, take it easy. Except for Carr fans, kiss my ass.